Howdy, howdy. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello. Hello, hello. What's up? Mambo. Wagwan. Wagwan me there. Hello, guys. Welcome to another video, another reaction video. My name is JT, and this right here is JT Podcast. Of course, we're back again with another reaction video. Thank you for joining. Feel most welcome. New people in the house. This is your place, Secure a seat. Make this your home. For the returning subscribers, returning viewers, you're always welcome. You know that? You're welcome. Karibu tena. Welcome back. And yeah, I'm grateful that you guys are here watching. So as you join in, like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed this channel. And of course, we here to do what we do in the streets. Check what is happening. And of course, yeah, as long as we're still doing reaction, yeah, have to do it before quitting like Anesto. Something I'll be talking about in a second. Let me put this thumbnail on your screen so that we can do reference. Okay. As you can see from the screen, from my title and thumbnail, the couple of things that I want to talk about basically in that Nyabohanse. And something that really got my attention lately is the decision of Anesto, decision of Anesto to quit the type of content he used to do and now joining the other team or just do something on his own. No, I'll be talking about that in a second. And of course, there is this story of MARWA, DEE MWANGO, and their parents, including step-parents and, that whole complicated family. There is this thing that we've been listening to every now and then, that Maro will come and tell you, like, I grew up in a very tough condition. My childhood was a mess. I lacked almost everything. My childhood was a mess, was hell. At the same time, DEE MWANGO will come and tell you, for me, I'm grateful for my parents. When we were growing up, when we were growing up, our parents were there for us. So that's why we can be kind enough to reward their efforts. So it's kind of complicated. And of course, I'll be checking what Kohera Senior had to say about, his earlier time, and how Maro was born, the condition in which Maro was born at, and that moment that he got himself, or Conmam took him to the other guy called Condat, and how was life then? Because it's almost like every time these two people come out to speak, it's like they lived two different lifestyles, two different worlds. So you sometimes you get to you ask yourself, like, how come that DEE MWANGO had the best of her childhood life and Marwa didn't have that? Does it mean that the parents didn't care? Like, Conmam didn't care about Marwa but cared about DEE MWANGO. How is that possible? And what's their age differences? Are they like do you want to tell me that Marwa is like 20 years older than DEE MWANGO, because that is the bigger difference that you can say, like, a 20-year difference is such a big one that maybe if Maro grew up in poverty, then after 20 years, DEE MWANGO grew up in now a different lifestyle. But that's not the case. And yeah, and whatever is happening over there, yeah, like everything coming out. And in connection to that, I'll be talking about Anesto, because right now he made a video yesterday that really shocked me. Like, Anesto is now telling us, now I'm seeing even Marwa is building my brother a toilet. And that is a reason enough for me to quit what I'm doing and think about this, because I thought that this guy is he's brainless. Now looks like he's getting a lot of benefit from the Marwas. So is Anesto telling us he's decamping from whatever, Les Gang, whatever he used to do? Now he want to make videos to praise Maro or something. I don't understand. I'll be playing that video in a minute and talking about all this, connecting from Kohera, Ondari, Conmam, their age stages. And of course, what DEE MWANGO had to say on camera, that was kind of embarrassing to Maro. And telling him you're basically lying to camera because, hey, that wasn't the case. All right. And of course, there is a story that Maro highlighted or narrated how he lost his eye, and he said a lot of things that are connected to the current life and the thing that he'd been reciting. And all this story actually came to play when a young boy came to his homestead to sell pigeons. And when he came to sell pigeons, Marwa looked at that boy and he said, oh, it's like a mirror. I'm seeing myself in this boy. This is exactly how I grew up. This was my childhood. And DEE MWANGO had to say, no, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. And I'm like, so who's lying? That's why I left a poll on the live chat. There is a poll there so that you can vote and tell me who's lying, who's saying the truth, and why. Why you think so? Who's lying? And do not forget that this home of Condad, Maro is living here as a stepkid. So think towards that direction, that if he's living here as a stepkid or a stepson, then definitely his treatment can be different. So, okay, I'm gonna let you think for yourself and let me know. Let's have that conversation down here in the comment section and in the live chat. So, karibu sana, people who have joined. I wish I could highlight your comment just to let you know that I appreciate your presence. Eva Mila Yohi, Angela, Lillian Ritz, Mila Nina Boke, Wairire. I miss you official, you in the house. Eva Mila, MLTS, Parallel Experience, Joanne, Ricardo, Neo Trends, I appreciate you being here. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much. Rashford, I see you all the way from UK. Whatever. Yeah, thank you. Mary Mo, I see you in the house. Who have I not? Precious Live, you're here. Peaceful, Isolates, Triangle. Okay. Okay, that's a good name. Chep, I see you too. Clara, I see you. Thank you for joining. Stag. Let me say Stag. Passenger Finder in the house. Elvis C, you here too. And JB, I see you. Daisy, all the way from South Africa. Yo, welcome. Ivory, you in the house. Thank you. Okay, just to let you know that I appreciate your presence in the house. And without wasting a lot of your time, let me just hop into today's reaction. And I hope that you guys have liked the video and you've subscribed. And we can get straight to today's talk. All right? Yeah, contribute, exchange let me know your opinions about this whole thing. It would be good if you have a conversation, right? Astro Kid in here. Never believe Maro's story, but how he lost his eye. Maro lost it because he was bullying the disabled boy, and the boy struck the rock and took his eye. Bravo to the boy. Oh my Lord, bro. Okay, it's a sad story, man. I mean, here's the story. I don't know, not that. That story is here that Maro was narrating how he lost his eye. So I'll be playing that clip, and it's a sad one, man. And it made me, it made me realize a lot of things here. Sometimes, look, honestly, let me be honest and straight with you. Sometimes it's really easy to judge someone, but when you look deep down into it, especially for someone like me who grew up in the village, and I had friends who grew up in families that you are a stepson or step kid somewhere there, and you have your stepfather who doesn't give a rat's about you. So at some point, I really feel like he's telling the truth, but at some point he exaggerates. And now, trust you me, when Conmam and Kohera, when that relationship failed, okay, when that marriage between Marwa's mama and Mr. Kohera failed, you see, Conmam moved on and she found the love of her life, another love of her life, basically. And they got other children like DEE MWANGO and David Jr. These children that were born in Condad's family or Condad's home, they experienced less of these troubles, Conmam is again, feeling nice because she changed the environment completely. But who's hurting here? Who's getting a lot of who's going through a lot of trouble here? When you look at here, it's like we have a Swahili thing, a Swahili saying that say fahari wawili wakipigana nyasi ndio umia. I mean, when two bulls or two fox or two bulls fight, is the grass that get messed up, right? So what you see, Conmam moved on, like she found the love of her life and she forgot about Mr. Kohera. And Kohera moved on, married 2 women actually, and he is moving on with their life. 30 years later, we now come to reflect about this person who was left between the two, and that is Maro. And sometimes I really feel like he has all the reason to say all those stories, and to some point, it really makes me emotional because honestly, you can only imagine. And as I say, he who wears the shoe only knows where the shoe pinches the most. And unless you're in the shoes, you can possibly understand everything. So when you see Kohera moved on, Kodma moved on, but now this guy between them, Marwa, is struggling to be here to to get parental love from Maro, from Mama Konmam, who is in love, or maybe I don't know, in relationship with another man who doesn't care about Maro. And from the other side, Kohera moved on, married 2 women. From that moment, we never heard about him until just the other month that he's here talking about me being a father to Maro. Oh, I need my son back. Oh, Kohera, you mistreated my son. There are a lot of questions you can ask yourself. Where was Kohera? And so, to some point, even when I played this video, Maro narrating this story, how he lost his eye, how the father was so cruel, and actually, even when he came home complaining that, hey, I lost my eye. You know what Conrad told him? Kid, I think you're the most stubborn person here. You're the problem. That person who did that to you, he did a great job. He had to put a stop on you because I think you're the stubborn person here. I mean, honestly, seriously, okay. I know most of the time I really point out a lot of things that Maro is doing differently. But now imagine that, like as a parent, even if you're a step parent, a kid shows up and has an eye like pierced or something, like lost an eye, and telling you as a parent, hey, I lost an eye, someone doing this. And what the father did, I mean, the con dad, Machete Man, all he said is, boy, I think you're the stubborn. Even that kid did a big job there, and he didn't care. Con mom traveled, left Maro 2 weeks in the house crying, lost an eye. You can only imagine that. So when Maro says his childhood was a mess, at some point I really understand, like, really, seriously, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. It was a mess. You being between 2 parents who are apart, and you being in the compound of a man who doesn't care about you. So what do you expect can happen, Your childhood is a mess. And I suspect even sometimes, DEE MWANGO and David Jr. could be eating somewhere in the house, and Maro is working out there. It's very possible. I've seen that in the villages. And so when DEE MWANGO came here, countering what Maro is saying, that my childhood is a mess, and DEE MWANGO was like, hey, no. But Maro, I remember Mama used to buy you school uniforms and big boxes. I really thought that DEE MWANGO is, DEE MWANGO has this character of like bragging, trying to boast and say all those nonsense to appear rich and super luxurious. I don't know how to even call that. But does it really reflect that is the life even Maro grew up? I'm struggling to understand, or maybe to believe. Because for me, I kind of feel like DEE MWANGO and Maro didn't share same childhood lives, even though their age differences are not like big, that big. Like Maro is maybe 20 years older than D, and by the time DEE MWANGO was born, everything was in place. So I even know where to start, but let me just play this as a starter, okay? Just as a starter, I'm gonna play this video here. How Marwa said what happened here, and now we get back to the real video and how this push and pull came up came by, and D MWANGO was trying to, you know, counter what Maro is saying, coming out as maybe D MWANGO is lying, maybe Maro is lying, and you know, their parents were so caring. So I don't understand. Is D MWANGO saying Maro is lying, or is Maro saying D MWANGO is lying, or who's lying? But I'll try to be as neutral as possible, because when I can easily side with D MWANGO and say Maro is lying, or I can side with Maro and say D MWANGO is lying. But based on the event I've been following, this whole series, this whole scenario, this story, I perfectly see who was in that big, deep mess here, you know. Anyway, let me play this for you guys as we get started. And I hope that you guys have liked the video. And if you did, I appreciate that. So yeah, let's get on it, please. Like the video for me, and we can get started. All right. So this was Maro narrating his story, how he lost his eye, and the most sad part is when he got home, and the Machete man saw him, like, yeah, seriously lost an eye. So what's next? It's crazy what Machete man told Maro. Like, bro, I mean, listen to this.
It was actually like really, we were really poor, man. So the sad part of this story is I grew up with a stepdad. So my stepdad like really didn't care about me. So when
you hear that? So the saddest part of this story is that Maro grew up with a stepdad, and we know who stepdad is, Machete man, Condad. And he didn't care about him. And even Maro said, I hope that he doesn't watch this video. But even if he watched this video, that's the saddest reality, okay? So this guy didn't care about me. And we cannot see. That is very evident. And that man is cruel. So when Kohera Sr. says that Machete man was cruel to Maro and all that, it's true. Even Maro says that. But now the question is, what did these people do to save Maro? Because, of course, this guy, among the people that I know that they build themselves, Maro did that, you know. Yeah, I know that is controversial coming from me. But yeah, he did that. And now that everyone wants to be closer to him, everyone to benefit from his success, who was really there for him? Crazy what Conda did or say to Maro.
When I went home saying, oh, Juma has hit me, I can't see, please take me to hospital, my stepdad responded by saying, it's you who has the problem. It's you who is the wrong guy.
You hear that? So when Maro went home and told Conda, hey, you know what? Juma, our neighbor kid, hit me with a slingshot and, you know, destroyed my eye. Conda say in the same point, like, hey, you're the problem. You're the wrong guy. And you kind of deserve that. How cruel can someone be? I mean, a parent. How cruel can he get? So now that is Condad. When we talk about Machete man Condad being cruel, that is it. Now at least it's coming from Maro's mouth, you know. He told him, man, you're the problem. Yeah, you're the problem.
And the following day, my mom was going to school, so I was left alone in the house. I was crying. My eye was like tears every second. It was super red, like really red. Like really, you see, like it looked.
Oh, man. It's crazy, man. Sorry, Maro. Yeah, I mean, sorry. But something about Condad here.
I stayed inside in my home because my mom had left. She was the only person who cared about me anyway, because I was living in a family with a stepdad who didn't care at all. I hope he doesn't watch this video. But if he does, that's the reality of life.
Yeah. You hope that Condad doesn't watch the video, but I guess he watched this video a long time ago, and he know. And even if he watch, he knows that he's so cruel and he's careless. I mean, he doesn't care about you, which is the thing. So the reason why I'm going back in time and even bringing the story is because how Maro and D MWANGO were maybe trying to shut each other up. When Maro brought that story, like, I saw this kid called this kid who was selling pigeon here. When I saw him coming here, bringing this kind of thing called pigeons. When I saw him and his slippers and everything, I saw a reflection of me, my childhood. This was me. Okay? And you got a point where D MWANGO now came to the picture and told Maro, no, Maro. But I don't really think that that is the case, Maro. I think Mama was caring. Mama used to care. I remember I used to buy you these same shoes, same clothes. And I have some videos some videos, the TBT throwback videos from years ago, that you will see how these people were while they were in school and stuff like that. So sometimes you may not understand who's telling the truth, who's telling the lie, because now Maro said that her childhood was a mess and nobody cared. Actually, he had been saying this thing every time. When I was growing up, nobody was there for me. Nobody. No. And even Maro, he narrated a story that when he was growing up, sometimes if he make a slight mistake, Conrad will tie him with ropes. Will tie him literally, and tie him upside down with the with the head facing down and the legs going up for overnight. You hear that kind of torture. So, and because this video was not made yesterday. It was made like 4 years ago, or no, 4 years, I don't know, 2019. This was 4th of January 2019. This is where Maro posted this video. And so I don't really think that he can constantly lie for all those years, I feel so. But now, why is DEE MWANGO say it's a lie? Why is DEE MWANGO say that that is not the case? Like when they grow up, that it wasn't the life. Does it tell that now DEE MWANGO had a completely different life from Maro? And how is that speaking about Conmam now? Because right now, I think the most cruel person that we don't even talk about is Conmam. Because, bro, how come that your own child, even if you're married to a different man, how come that your own son here is going through this hell under your watch? Why could you not take the baby or the boy to his father because he was there? Kohera was a teacher. You fell apart with him. The marriage didn't work. You watch your son being mistreated by your another husband, your husband 4, without even, that thing, this whole story now speaks volume about Conmam more than even Conrad, because of course Conrad can be so cruel, like that is his nature. But what about Conmam? I mean, this mama is a madam. You have your son here that is now being mistreated under your watch with someone you think you love. So it really talks about Conmam more than even Conrad. So how is that mama, man? How is that your mama? Anyway, this was the story. This was the story. The poor boy was here, and sorry, 1 minute. Let me put this transcript. And guys, please like the video. Hi. So, if this is the boy,
babies.
Mambo.
This boy is me. You see even his slippers. You see how he has tied something.
Right, now you can see. And now Maro looked at this boy, and he said when he looked at this young boy, he saw himself in that. And it's something that maybe is a childhood trauma that has refused to leave him. And he will keep remembering this every day. And I don't really think it's a problem. I mean, it's a wrong thing. It's a bad thing for him to think that, because of course, if you went through a lot there and nobody cared about you, and right now that you've made it and people want to be there for you and maybe they benefit from your success, sometimes you may want to remind them, hey, don't you remember who I was? Okay, so this was the boy, and Maro looked at the boy and said, this is exactly how I grew up, tying slippers like this. And I kind of relate, because even if not every one of us will come and tell the same stories. Like for some of us, we have even pictures of us at a younger age like that. And you look at those pictures, you're like, oh my Lord, is this even real? Yeah, it's real. So all this was going on there. But now when DEE MWANGO came, DEE MWANGO said something controversial. And I feel like, hold on. So who's lying? Who's telling the truth? So this is MARWA, and this is my childhood and stuff like that. Yeah, I saw the boy, how he came here, and I saw myself. And now I really think that, yeah, I should support the boy because it's a reflection of me. It's like a mirror. But DEE MWANGO has a different thing to say about that whole thing, which I was like, okay, D. So are you telling us that Conmam was caring? But all we can see is Conmam was not caring. because sorry, most of the time we shift blames, or maybe we focus on Condad, Machete Man, and Kohera. We ask Kohera, where were you when your boy, or maybe your son was going through hell? Where were you? We ask Condad, why did you mistreat Maro like that? But now the question is, how come that Conmam was so comfortable looking at her son going through all this hell in the hands of a person that claimed that to be in love with her and to marry her? Does it mean that in Kohera's home, like in Kohera's senior's home, it was crazier? I mean, it was even worse than here. You tell me, if Condad could tie Marwa's hands and legs, hang him upside down the whole night, the guy comes home and tells Condad, hey, look, I've lost my eye. And Condad tells him, boy, you're stubborn. You deserve that. You know, you are the bad person here. Does it mean that Kohera was worse than this? Because Conmam had an option to take boy back to the mama, you know, at that moment, to the daddy. But the fact that she chose to let the boy be a slave in her Condad's home, or I don't know even to make it, in her husband's home. You know, that speaks now about Conmam. Conmam is the one who didn't care about Maro at all. We can all blame Condad and Kohera, but Conmam, I feel like this mama really, really didn't care about Maro at all. I mean, seriously. Even when I listen to the story of DEE MWANGO here, I feel like even Conmam, she's the cruel person here. I mean, she's even worse than Condad. She's even worse than Kohera. Because, boy, I don't know. I guess Conmam had to please her new husband, Machete Man, and maintain her marriage. That's why I really think that, Lucy, actually, seriously, that's why I really think that if that is a thing that you had to do all that, accept all nonsense on your 6-year-old, going through all this nonsense in the hands of the man that thinks you love, bro, and you want to please him by just taking your boy through hell. I mean, seriously, this mama, hell no, you know, I know. Hamis, you're saying JT thinks it was easier for Conmam to leave a second marriage, and the way people were primitive those years, unlike now. At least she tried educating him. Hamisi, something that I don't understand is, education is one thing, but when Conmam left Kohera, because maybe Kohera was a village man, or maybe, I don't know, he was cruel or maybe violent. I don't know why she left. Kohera didn't tell us the reality. But now if she left because maybe Kohera was not a good man for her and for the child, Maro and Winnie, and she went to a man called Machete Man, Condad, and this man is mistreating Marwa under her watch, and she allowed that, what does it tell you about her? You know, what does it tell you about that mama? It tells you that even now, we were focusing on a wrong person. Condad even not worse. This mama, oh man, I've seen women getting married to other men. I mean, for a second time or third, you go there with your children, and if these children are not being treated nice, you have an option to take your children to your mama, okay, back to their grandmama home, or take them back to their daddy, because that's an option. You can do that. And at that moment, I mean, serious, some things are really emotional even to imagine, you, bro. But now you all see that now the person who went through hell here was Maro, because now Kohera was trying to prove that he's a man, he can move on and marry 2 women. Hey, Esther left me. Let me go ahead and marry 2 women. Nice. Condad married this woman, and now you don't necessarily have to love the children. You can love the woman herself. And now because this woman came with a son and a daughter, I think they will be my slaves. That's why Winnie had to run, get married at a very young age. And so that's how we went down. But now I think I have a very big problem with the con mom, because seriously. But now, let me play this part here and how DEE MWANGO said stuff. That was my point of interest there anyway.
Beautiful, you see? Because at one has broken, you see?
Yeah.
This was me when I was a kid. And I'll make money by selling Maisha.
You had that. So I was telling you, that was basically me, all right? That was basically me. Let me play here. 1 minute. I hope you guys have liked the video. All right, so
In the house, there is books of Kiswete. We put...
no, am I playing the wrong receipt? Yeah. Right, listen.
Yeah. You know, actually, you know, Mzee, the reason I keep these pigeons, the reason I keep them is because when I was a young boy, like him, I was defending myself.
Like him now.
Like...
So you see, Maro is going ahead to explain to Mzee, this old man, that hi, the reason why I keep this pigeon is because when I was growing up, defending myself is basically meaning like I supported myself, like yeah, defend myself. Kujitegemea ama do what? To support yourself fully. So that is why he said defending myself. When he was young, as I say, he used to keep those pigeons and sell them and defend himself. I mean, you know, support himself in anything he needed. He will sell. So he will sell the pigeons and you know, that by whatever he needed. So that's why he said he was relating. Seriously, and in this video, I'm not focusing on this young kid and everything, and I have nothing against this thing that Maro did here. This is massive, and sometimes I really like to give people flowers where it's due, give credit where it's due, right? And I want to commend Maro seriously for this that he did here. And even though it's not him, for putting him on camera, that's why Adonna came through David Jr., and this boy got all this, right? And it's a good thing, seriously. It's a good thing. For me, I have no problem with that at all, because I didn't see a point where Maro came begging for this boy to be sent money. I saw another begging things, but not for this boy. So I really think that he had a contribution towards this boy transformation, which is perfectly nice. Sometimes give flowers where they're due. And so when he was narrating all this story, the reason why I had to react on this is because when DEE MWANGO came to the picture, she contradicted everything, and she brought out a controversial point and made Maro look like he's a liar. And the whole story he's been giving out is lies. And Con Mom was there for him. Con Mama was taking care of them. Even they could go visit them in school and all that. So why is Maro lying? The question is, why is Maro lying? And if he's not lying, why is DEE MWANGO lying? For what purpose? You know. And I'll be relating all this story from before and now. So you hear how he was narrating the story to the old man.
Him.
Yes.
So when I saw him yesterday with the slippers,
Yes.
it reminded me of my younger self.
Yes.
And I used to sell...
And you remind,
Yes.
because that is how where you passed.
That is where I passed.
Yes.
So when I saw him yesterday, hey,
Aye. Okay. Now, Sister D is coming. Sister D. DEE MWANGO is coming now to the picture. And when she comes, everything now goes down in a different road.
Sister D, look the young boy. The Deus Chacha. I'm telling you, God works in...
Someone said that Con Mom was kicked out of the village school where she was teaching. Who? I think Maro is exaggerating. All right. Already a story for sympathy-related childhood. Okay. Many children faced worst, the orphans, those raised in homes, etc., and worse situation. Maro on the only one who faced hardship. Okay. Our life cycles are more complicated than any textbook script or stories we learn to adapt within our capabilities along this road. Yeah, appreciate that. Why was it hard for her to live with her children? Rent plays her school. She was an absentee mother. All right, I want to know what you guys think about this whole thing. Karibu Kavan. I want to know what you think about this whole thing, you know, and at least listen to what DEE MWANGO is bringing out to the story. It's like countering and disagreeing 100% with what Maro is saying, and I don't know. No, there is a poll on the chat. Leave a vote there. Tell me who you think is lying. You think it's DEE MWANGO who's lying or it's Maro who's lying?
In miraculous ways. You know, imagine with, you know, this boy came, everybody knew him yesterday in the construction site because he was coming with pigeon after pigeon. You remember him yesterday?
Imagine.
So, okay, I'm not going to tie with a lot. I'm just going to go straight to the point. Now, here's the thing. When Maro was talking about now, there's a very good point here. JT, Masubowan and its Ernest say that Conmam was kicked out of the village school near Nyabohase. She then went to work in a school near her deceased father's family. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. It's crazy. But I'm lying. That's why Maro is blessed. I agree. You know, I agree. All right. Now, listen to DEE MWANGO.
Themselves is having the same health.
Guys, that makes me really appreciate Congrats Mom so much.
Yeah.
No. 1 minute. I just wanna play this. And I'll say it, yeah. Okay, so DEE MWANGO is telling you when Marwa is narrating that sad story of his childhood, how he grew up in hardship and you know all that hardship and trauma, and it was a hell of it, you know. So it was a hell of a ride. So when he was narrating that story and trying to relate it, DEE MWANGO comes here and say, for her, she's really grateful to Conman because she never lacked anything. And I have some videos here that I will be playing for you. When they were growing up, these two, Maro and DEE MWANGO, they were like the same age group, you know. It's not like Maro was older, very older than DEE MWANGO. So how come that DEE MWANGO got this premium and VIP treatment, princess treatment, while Maro was going through hell? How does it make sense? Like Maro was going through hell, the same home, but DEE MWANGO was going through like was in heaven. I mean, it was paradise for her. So if it's the same Conman, because that is why I'm saying it's not all about Condad, because Condad had all those guts and he had the balls to mistreat Marwa because Conmam approved it. You know, Conmam approved it because even Conmam will go do shopping for DEE MWANGO and don't do for Marwa. Then what does it tell? If Conmam will treat DEE MWANGO and David Jr. differently and mistreat Marwa, then who's Conmam or who's Condad not to do the same? So I really think that now Condad, Machete Man, had a green light from Conmam to mistreat Marwa. All right, listen to it.
And themselves having the same belt. You see here.
All right, listen to DEE MWANGO. Guys.
That makes me really appreciate Congrats Mom so much.
Yeah.
Growing up,
Yeah.
if there was one thing I never loved, it was uniform.
Wow. That's one thing makes me appreciate Conmam very much. If there was one thing when I was growing up, one thing I never liked, it was school uniform and shoes and all that. So if Conmam will do that to DEE MWANGO, why was she not to do the same thing to Maro? People may say, maybe these people, when they grew up, there was a huge, you know, age difference or something, which is not the case, you know. Let me put this some videos here. Sorry. I have this video here, and I have another one here that I'll be putting here. Okay, right. Now, I have these videos here. One video, this video on your screen, that is MARWA and DEE MWANGO basically. You can see that they were kinda in the same age group, you know. They were kind of in the same age group. So there's no way that DEE MWANGO gets VIP treatment. There's no way that DEE MWANGO will get VIP treatment while Maro is not getting anything. Because look at that. This DEE MWANGO is there in a uniform and Maro is there. I see. Maybe that is Winnie, Maro, and DEE MWANGO against, and David Jr. You can see them. They're in school uniform. DEE MWANGO is here looking good with the tafis. Now let me rewind this like this. That is Marwa and DEE MWANGO, I believe so. And when Maro comes and tells us that he never even had shoes and stuff, sometimes it's an exaggeration because I can see at a very young age, Maro is dressed in very good shoes there. There's a dog. DEE MWANGO in some good shoes. That is Maro. I believe that is Maro, you know. That's Maro with some good shoes, well dressed. You know, this was 1990 where I didn't see the whole thing. It was a long time ago, so I don't know what to believe. Does he? Do we believe that Maro is saying that true, that they never had nothing? You know, these are clothes shoes that Maro is wearing, some good sports shoes, and DEE MWANGO is wearing some shoes. And if I play this a little bit, you'll see that is they're in school uniform. So and even Maro is here with school uniform. So one thing I don't know, if this school uniform that Maro had, is he the one who bought for himself by selling pigeons while DEE MWANGO was being bought this stuff for herself by with parents? I have no idea. You know, I have no idea. But now, according to Maro, he really says that when he was growing up, he could sell pigeon and, you know, take care of himself. And DEE MWANGO is saying one thing one thing she's so proud of, or maybe of Mama, is because Mama made sure that she never lacks nothing. So let me highlight this comment. Loud Darlington is saying Maro is lying and DEE MWANGO is also embellishing her story. I can say that, you know. I can really say that. Because now, clearly you can see, a very young age, in primary school, all of them dressed in school uniform. That is DEE MWANGO, David Jr., and Maro in school uniform, you know. So, if this whole thing was going down while Maro is selling pigeons and buying this, and even high school is here. This is high school times. No, let me rewind. That is Maro. You can see he's dressed in some good school uniform and shoes and all that. So in no way, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's saying. You know, he's dressed in good school uniform and shoes. And right there, he's like a tag. Anyway. Sorry, guys. Oh my God. I'm sick. I'm sick. Let me highlight this comment. Hamis is saying they're both right. Maro spent most of his developing years in grandpa's home. Dee, on the other hand, grew up when Congress mom had been promoted to a head teacher. One thing that I want to disagree with you sometimes is from day one, okay? Before even Maro was born, before even Winnie was born, or maybe Winnie was already born, before Maro was born, there was this guy called Conrad. Kohera. One moment. There's this guy called Kohera here. Here's him. He was narrating a story of how he met Conmam, and they were both teachers. Okay, you can tell me that life was so down, like they were swimming in poverty, like Maro always say, that they were extremely poor. They were extremely poor and all that. No. One thing Kohera is saying that, you know, let me play this, you know, because maybe you may get it, you know. Let me play this story from Kohera. It will help me explain what I'm trying to say. Because now, it's like this story, they twist it to any direction where it fits best. When DEE MWANGO want to say that their parents are not that poor, they will say, my mama was a teacher, my dad is whatever, whatever. But when they want to bring that story of grass to grace, like they grew from nothing to something, they will come with a story that shows that they grew in extreme poverty, which sometimes is not the real case, you know. Yes, I know that those times it was tough, but it doesn't really mean that in that village, when you see that 30 years ago, Maro was dressed in school uniform and shoes and all that, it tells you that they were fortunate, okay? Ain't nothing like extremely poor. Because even when this guy met Conmam, there were teachers. Listen to this.
Went to college, then finished, graduated in 1984. That is when now I was posted from Maro, Igoji Teachers Training College, to a place known as Kebaroti Primary School. That is where now I met my first wife.
You hear? When Kohera met Conmam, he was already a teacher. He was promoted. He was posted as a teacher where he met Conmam. So there's nothing like being from there's nothing like growing from extreme poverty. Like they were extremely poor, because that narrative is most of the time used to drive this story like like, man, we had nothing, like, oh, we didn't have anything. And so, but at some point, I really feel like Maro was neglected by all of these people, Condad, Kohera, and Conmam mostly, because fighting between, you know, where to be, you know, you're not one and here and there. But you know, Kohera is telling you at that moment he was posted as a teacher, you know, and that's where he met Conmam and all that and all that.
Her home was around there, so I was very young and smart by then. So that's when I got my wife, Esther. I married her in 1985, 86 there. Then we stayed for, we had 2 kids, that is Winnie and Fred Maro. But we parted ways in 1988.
So from 1988, where Marwa, not Marwa, where Conmam left Kohera with when Conmam left Kohera to Condad. From that moment, Maro went through the hands of Condad. But no, Maro says that at that moment they were extremely poor and, you know. But the most crazy part is, even when Maro lost his eye, when he was there in the Condad's place, Conmam knew that Condad doesn't really care about Maro. Why did she not actually take a step? Because Maro says that, oh, Conmam had an exam that she needed to go and do, and so she could leave for 2 weeks, leaving the same boy with a very cruel man, and you know that the boy has lost his eye. Sometimes some things really don't make sense. Like, Conmam, seriously. Okay, now, instead of blaming Condad again, Conmam had a choice. Take him to even to grandpa. Take him to his father. I believe that if Conmam took Maro to Kohera at that moment where he lost his eye, Kohera, even if he's such a wicked man, this is your son, you can take care of him. But now she left for 2 weeks, left Marwa with Condad. Man.
So, man, I really cried. I was just in the house for 2 weeks, not going in the hospital, man. It's pain. Just like that, I lost my eyesight. Just like that. I never went to hospital. So when I tried going to hospital after I finished university.
Why? He never went to hospital. Condad was looking at him. Actually, he told him, I really think you're the bad guy. Well, how come that boy did that to you? It's like you're the bad guy, you know? And maybe you deserved it. He never took him to hospital. Conmam was a teacher. So she cared about her career. Some things really don't make sense. I mean, even if though we argue here and all that, they don't make sense. She was leaving to go do exams, but this guy had lost an eye, come home crying. But now Conmam has to leave. Didn't take him to hospital. Even though they can say they were extremely poor. Extremely poor, how? His father was a teacher. Conmam had taken a loan. They bought a plot. They bought a piece of land. What is that extremely poverty that these people are saying? I don't know.
I stayed inside in my home because my mom had left. She was the only person who cared about me anyway, because I was living in a family with a stepdad who didn't care at all.
Mm-hmm. So Mama left, right?
I hope he doesn't watch this video, but if he does, that's the reality of life. So man, I really cried. I was just in the house for 2 weeks, not going in the hospital, man. It's pain. Just like that, I lost my eyesight. Just like that. I never went to hospital. So when I tried going to hospital after I finished university, the doctor just told me.
Wow. One more thing here that I want to play before I come back to Kohara. One thing here. Please, guys, like the video. So listen to this.
This in my entire life, you know. But when I went home, I was crying, and I was 12 years, man. The following day, my mom was traveling. So my mom was traveling to go do exams. Okay, she was studying in the college, and the following day she was traveling for 2 weeks. So when I went back, EBB, you're saying maybe Conmam underestimated the damage of his eye. No. Come on. Hold on. Are you telling me, as a mama, as a mother, your child comes home with an eye bleeding, basically lost an eye, and he was crying, saying, "I've lost an eye. I don't see. It's so black. It's dark. I can't see." And because you are a career woman, you just want to go do exams or college, whatever you want to do for 2 weeks. Nothing you can do. You can't even take him to your relatives for care. You leave him with the same guy, with the same cruel stepfather who is mistreating him, with his eye bleeding like that. Oh my God, some things. I don't know, man. I don't know how to even think about this story, because now it really speaks volume about Conmam. I used to blame a lot about Condat, but now I see who gave the green light. I see who gave the green light. It's Conmam. You leave. I mean, your son lost an eye. You just want to leave for 2 weeks. Okay, my God. Back home, my mom cried, really, like literally cried. And for those guys who have not seen my mom, you see my previous video, you're gonna see my mom. So my mom really cried, and she was like, "Oh, my son," like, you know how she feels, like she feels helpless. And actually, we were very poor, like.
So right there comes a story of being poor, very, very poor. At that moment, we were very poor, and maybe you could afford the hospital. I don't know. I don't really want to believe so, because those times, teachers, P1 teachers, those were the the rich people. Teachers, and Kohara had cows. He had wealth. He still does. And Conmam took loan, and they bought plot. That means she was in her feet. There's nothing like they were in extremely poverty. But now, it now really means that Conmam didn't care about Maro. That is something now, that's a conclusion I'm drawing from all this story, that Conmam was the one who didn't care about Maro in the first place. Maybe because when she was looking at Maro, she could see memories of Kohara Senior. And she was like, no, this guy looks like exactly like his father. And now he doesn't deserve to be in this home. That's cruel of a mama, you know. Even if the marriage didn't work between you and the former husband, you don't really have to mistreat your child. Maybe Conmam will look at Maro and say, "Hey, this guy is a reflection of Kohara. Both of them deserve nothing good in this world."
Really poor. Even going to hospital. Man, I'm telling you, being born in a village and in a poor background, like really, really poor. Really poor, man. Like even $5 was like a big miracle. I know that was a long time ago. $5 would have sounded like maybe.
But Now here's the story. Okay, D MWANGO is telling you, growing up.
Growing up,
Yeah.
if there was one thing I never lacked was uniform. You see those shoes?
Me,
When
I,
we were young,
me, I
it was
lacked them.
999.
So you see, there was an argument there. D MWANGO is saying, me when I was growing up, when we were growing up, if there's one thing that we never lacked is school uniform and the shoes. You see those kind of shoes, they were 999, I don't know, 999, something of that sort. And so we were bought those shoes. Maro is telling D MWANGO, me, I lacked them. I didn't have those shoes, you know. You can say you had the shoes, but me, I'd never had them. You know, one thing is, internet never forgets. We have pictures, Maro, you know. There's pictures here. Sometimes I'll see you had a uniform, but why is Maro saying he never had nothing?
999.
I am telling you, even me, I tried selling pigeons to buy these shoes when I was a kid.
Mama bought for
All right, right there. D MWANGO is telling Marwa, but I remember Mama bought you, Marwa. I remember Mama bought you the shoes. So why are you lying?
Mama bought for you class 8 with a metal box.
Yeah, Marwa, but I remember Mama bought you those shoes in class 8 with a metal box. Can we go to the videos? Of course. Here we go. So, no, rewind. Even from before they have the school uniform, you can see Con Mom is right back there holding them, right? D MWANGO well dressed over there and her forehead popping just like always. A very young, cute girl, D MWANGO. Maro is there. Maro is over there. Hamisi is saying class 8. What of class 1 to 7? Hamisi, listen, man. There are people who went to school. And now we are talking about Tafi's Bata original leather shoes, okay? So when Maro says that he never had these kind of things, he could tie his slippers with pepper and maybe with a thorn or something. It doesn't mean that from class 1 to class 8 they were in class 1 to class 7 they were in extremely poverty, but reaching class 8, Con Mom miraculously, had money to buy Tafi's Bata shoes, original shoes. Because look at here. Let me play this clip here. You can see right there, they're in school uniform. See them right there. That is Marwa. That's D MWANGO. They're both in full school uniform, actually new uniforms. And Hamis, you know that if I ask you, or maybe other people who in the house here, maybe people who grew up in African setup, people like Vimwelo in the house here, and you, Hamisi, people who grew up, and Mimi, people who grew up in African setup, sometimes you know that even in primary school, someone like me, I don't want to bring these stories because I don't want to sound like the Maros. I have pictures though I can bring. I could go to school with a civilian clothes, like a cloth that kind of resembles the uniform. If it's a blue shirt, you go get a blue mutumba, second-hand shirt, and put on. If it's a blue t-shirt, what I call short, you get something that only kind of resembles it, and you go to school. Oh, you go get something called a second-hand shoe, a leather, put it on, go to school. So if at some point, that is the point. If at some point Con Mom was able to buy Marwa, Tafi's, school shoes, Bata, very original leather, then what is that whole story of extreme poverty? I don't know. So who's lying? I mean, so when you say that, who's lying? Is it D MWANGO? Is it Marwa? According to you, so when D MWANGO says that, so who's lying? Does it mean that Marwa? Oh, relax. Let me play it. Let me play it. No. It is here. It is here. Oh, what am I playing? What am I playing? It's like I'm playing something that is not on the screen. 1 minute. Sorry. I was playing something that is not on screen. Let me play it.
Remember, Mama bought for you class 8 with a metal box.
And then that is how I went to high school.
So DEE MWANGO telling Maro, I remember Mama bought you those school shoes and even a metal box when you were going to school. And Maro said, that is how I was going to high school. It's not that I used to do that. Hi, Nubi. I tried to do this live stream because it's not that demanding. Just sitting here and having a conversation. It's not that big, okay? But I'm feeling better today. Thank you all for your concern. Some flu here, you know. I can just sleep and say, oh, I have flu. I have to show up, you know. A man have to do what he gotta do. You understand what I mean? Yeah, but thank you, man. I'm doing good. Extreme poverty. My childhood was a problem. Anyway, listen.
Imagine this.
I used to have a metal box.
Imagine this boy.
And there is another video here. There's another video here. Hold on. That's the video. You can see Marwa in good full school uniform, you know. He's there in a sweater. He's there in a very good shirt. There is some good shoes over there. This was 2004. Maro put there and say, your boy, Marwa, your boy, 204, your boy. This is Aya Marwa Drama Festival in Kisumu, a day like no other. And if you understand this, how this actually sounds, when you're in primary school and you are even able to get money to go for festivals and music festival and stuff like that, man, your parents are super rich. I kid you not. Well, I understand that, you know, growing from nothing to something, you can compare right now and the other time. But now, this guy was in full school uniform, and he could even go to a music festival from Kuria to Kisumu. That is a whole, you know, these are the things that rich kids will do. Only rich kid will do. So I don't understand that point of extreme poverty. Where is it coming from? This is Marwa, 2004. Bro, do you know? 2004, I was in class 3, not class 2. Yeah, class 2. 2004 was class 2, and Maro was in I don't know which class he was. I don't know if this is high school. He has gone for music festivals or something. So I do say it's a very young age. If that was true, that they grew in extreme poverty, extreme. Now you tell me. You tell me how it happened. Someone asking me, JT, how old he was then? How old was he then? I don't know. If this is 2 or 4, you can make a wild gauge. You know, look at him. He's well dressed with the same shoes that the boy is having right now. With the same shoes, Tafi's good shoes. So it can't happen that you know, life changed in 1 year, and that's even DEE MWANGO confirmed that they grew up, you know, they never lacked this kind of thing. So who's lying? Who's telling the truth? I just want to see the poll. Let me see the poll. I can see in the poll so far 128 votes, 130. Whoa, hold on. Let me see how many votes we have so far. Like more 136 votes. 136 votes. People, 22% are saying DEE MWANGO is lying. 39% are saying Maro is lying. And 39% are saying it's really complicated. I hear you. You know, I hear you. It's complicated, or the Maro is lying, or DEE MWANGO is lying. But anyway, that was 204. Your boy Maro, in music festivals, only the rich kid are doing. You know, let me highlight this Vimwell comment. JT, you are right. Some children used to wear their home clothes that have a color which resembles the color of school uniform. The Marwa were rich, middle-class family. That's what I'm saying. For me, I have pictures and videos of us growing up. I guess I'll have to put them for my members to see in my membership, okay? I'm not going to put it like publicly because I don't want to create that same thing that Maro is playing. But just for the members, you deserve to know me more, I have pictures of us. The uniform wasn't necessarily a uniform. You could go buy something, a civilian cloth that resembles the color of the school uniform. Go to school. Even high school, me who's speaking, high school, I joined using my civilian clothes. Sometimes it just sounds like a joke. But now, that is high school after very many years. And that is Marwa in 204, dressed in full school uniform then. Where is that extreme poverty? Right now, I want to believe that DEE MWANGO is saying the truth. Maro, I remember. Mama bought you a lot of this, I remember. And even people who have this idea of how Kenyan school operate. For the children who go for tours, music festivals, and they go for, funkies. We call them funkies, outings, those kind of things. Those are super rich people, Even in high school, I never went to any. Even high school, I never went to any. Any outing, any tour, any nothing. Because, basically, money. When our class was organizing a tour to go and visit Masai Mara, go and visit Mombasa, I couldn't go because I couldn't pay the money and nobody will take you without money. So tell me if Maro was in 204, going for what? For music festivals and I don't know what, and in full uniform. Then when was that extreme poverty? Kohara Sini is telling you, when they met, he was already a teacher. Madam was already a graduate. Extreme poverty? No. You can say they were middle class, yeah? That one is making sense. Compared to now they are living a good life, they were middle class, right? Rashford is saying, JT, what about the text under the picture which said he borrowed the uniform? Trust you me, that is not it. DEE MWANGO is telling you that he never borrowed. Oh, hold on. He said, let me read for you there. He said, 204, your boy. This is Marwa Drama Festival, okay? This is Marwa. Sorry. Drama Festival in Kisumu, a day like that, no other, after borrowing good school uniform to attend the drama festival. You can borrow the school uniform, right? But what about the money to go for the festivals? I mean, does it make sense? You borrow school uniform from someone to attend a drum festival. How will you go? Who facilitated that? Who facilitated that? Johanna Lewis, I appreciate you being here. Hello. I voted that it's complicated because from Western standard, he looks like a representation of extreme poverty because of the dusty shoes and socks. But I see what you are saying. I understand. Viewing this from a different angle, or maybe from a different country or continent or world, you may think that that's poverty. Go to Google. Go Google pictures of poor African schools. You'll see wonders, Let me try to see. Let me show you something here in a minute. For example, if I take you to Google and you go and Google poor African school kids, look, this is how poverty in school appears, all right? This is how poverty in schools appears. I don't know if it will open. Okay, you can see this, these people you can see here. And others are in school. This is how poverty in classes appear. They're wearing like different clothes. You can see them. They're wearing different clothes. This is how they appear. Poverty. When you talk about poverty in schools, this is how it happens. Look, not like what you're seeing there with Maro. These are how school kids are looking like. Look at them. different school uniform and stuff like that in an extreme poor background. And this is a school, poor schools, poor kids learning like this. So is it anything to do with the Marwa's condition? Nah. Okay. It's fair to say humble background, right? Humble, but it's not fair to say that they were in extreme poverty. Look here. For example, look at this guy, look at these kids. They're wearing yebo-yebos and I don't know what. In class, someone sitting down. Look at all this. This is now what poverty means in schools. This, not the Maros. I hope now you guys see the difference. All right. I hope you guys seeing the difference. I voted complicated as well. Good, you added that opinion. Yeah, I really think because not all of us have this knowledge of how village operate, because someone will think that how can a kid go to school with no school uniform? It happens. How can a kid go to school with no school uniform? I say. But now, Maro is saying that he borrowed the school uniform. That is easy to say that. But what about this time? What about here? Did he even borrow those school uniform? You can see DEE MWANGO looking very nice with those taffy shoes, good shoes. Did she borrow? No, she says she didn't. Mama used to buy for her, for them. And so, if Maro borrowed those school uniform and shoes, what about this time? You can see he's wearing some good shoes. Yeah, this was 1990 something here that he hid the age. Clever boy. 1990 what? 1990 or 19 what? Look at that. He's wearing some good shoes. So, what about the extreme poverty? That was long time ago. Okay. You can see they have uniform, right there. So if Maro borrowed the other uniform to go for music festivals, what about this? Yeah, 1990. Okay. Now, what about the other one? Even this uniform he bought? Yeah, I mean, he borrowed? Okay, oh, wow. Maybe he borrowed. What about this other uniform? Because you can see that he's very young. DEE MWANGO is there, David Jr. middle there. I suppose the one middle of back there is Winnie or something. I don't know. Or Conmam. So even this one they borrowed. If your parents were in a position to take you to music festivals, if your parents had ability to take you to music festival, that would mean they had money. Okay, so that's why I want to believe what DEE MWANGO is telling Maro. Hey, no, bro. I remember Mama used to buy for you. So what? Yeah, I remember, Maro.
Money I gave him yesterday, 500. He went and bought this yebo.
Immediately.
And by the way, speaking about that, even DEE MWANGO said, even DEE MWANGO and Maro, they said, when Conmam used to come and visit them, they could come and visit him in school. Let me play this for you guys in a second. Now listen to this.
There, me too.
Yes, sister, please.
Hey.
Uncle
I
Tom.
remember we used to go even to visit Maro in high school. Then we see.
Now you remember, Maro, DEE MWANGO is again reminding you that they used to go and visit Maro in high school. Do you know how that means? You know what that means? Maybe for people who don't know how the African setup is, for people who grew up in now extreme poverty, even in high school, there are those days what we call them visiting days. Visiting days is when now a special day where your people can come see you, your parents, your relatives and stuff. They come visit you in school. So that day is a very special day. You cook food, you bring in whatever you can bring, money, food, and everything. Go see your son, go see your child in school, in high school. So if Conmam was able to cook chapati and tea, commute from where? From Kuria to Kisi to go and see Marwa, with DEE MWANGO, they go and see him. Bro, this guy was not in hell like he's trying to bring it. But, I don't know.
sit under the tree. The birds take meat from
Other people. Me, my mom just came with beans and chapati.
Beans and chapati in 1990s is not that bad, bro. I mean, ask other people. Ask other people who are here. Swahili speakers and Kenyans maybe in the house. Maybe if you grew up in a Kenyan setup. Do you know how that means? Like in high school and people will bring you chapati in the visiting day. Bro, your home was not that high. You never went through hell. Let me say you did. The only part that I feel Maro went through hell is the upbringing, okay? The upbringing, because in the hands of Condad and now Conmam, it was hell for Maro. But now the schooling and thing is not of an extreme poor child. No.
And tea from Nyabohanse to Kisi. Other kids have arrived. They have done something we call mukango.
Of course, there must be a balance in the society. Yeah. The middle class, there are rich people, there are poor people. So you guys were in the middle class, right? Even if you say all that. Thing is, I just like every couple of months we are trying to figure out DEE and Maro age. You can, you can. These people lie a lot, okay? These people lie a lot. So their house in Nyabohanse was brick house, and they lived in center area. They didn't live in mud house. That's my point. See, that's my point. In those areas, those years, living in brick house in a center, bro. And even you had a donkey called Toto. You had a donkey. You guys were rich. You guys were super rich, not poor like you say. You know, no. But anyway, DEE MWANGO had to come and tell Maro, yeah. You're not that rich. You know, we were not that poor. Which I really want to agree with DEE MWANGO that, hey, it's not like Maro is trying to bring it, because we were not that poor. Not as such. Not as such. Because that is us, that is them with the school uniform. And they had a dog. I don't know if that is a dog or whatever. And they were DEE MWANGO in a very good, you know, you can see that is MARWA in 1990 with some good shoes. So ain't nothing. There's a lot of exaggeration here, but we now understand. Yeah, exaggerating for effect. DEE is messing up his game. DEE is a manga. Yeah, someone is saying Alori was in that compound owned by Condad. They had a good life. Thank you, Kate. That's what I'm saying. I mean, these people, they can say they grew up in a middle class thing, but not extreme poverty. You know what extreme poverty means. The poor people, poor families in Africa, not like that. Okay, not like that. And just you know that even Conmam took a loan. She was eligible to take a loan and buy a land and even build a house with the Condad. So, no way. Is that Conmam in that picture? I guess, I suppose, yes. So yeah, that whole story of this whole story of whatever. Sorry, I've been it's crazy. It's really crazy. Guys, like the video. All right. Before finish today's reaction, there's something I want to talk about. This friend of mine called Anesto, because in relation to poverty, what poverty can do, and yeah, Angela, yeah, go search in Maro's video. You see, they had a donkey called Toto. All right, they had a donkey called Toto. Let me search for you here. You see, there is a video here. There is a video here in Maro's channel. You can see it is here. How I nearly lost my life. A story about our donkey, Toto. You can see he's touching the donkey.
Toto is asleep. Now it's actually relaxing. In today's video,
Maro and Toto the donkey, they had a donkey right here. You can see it. That's the donkey they had. So people who had a donkey, and they will do a lot of things in the village. So you can see if it's
before
like
that Toto takes shower. That's how Toto takes shower in the morning. Yes, it has to do it.
Toto. Anyway, story of Toto, we'll talk about it some other time. In connection to this story of growing from nothing to something, transforming lives, and when Anesto watched these videos, Anesto watched videos of how villagers are being transformed, including his drunk brother called Murimi. Anesto decided to go and delete his all videos because he considered them to be Toto says I gonna meet it. Okay, Katie saying the donkey was Toto, and now Maras right now he has me Toto. From Toto the donkey to now me Toto. Anyway, that one aside. Toto and me Toto. You're crazy, kid. You're really crazy. So Anesto decided to delete all his videos because he thinks those videos are negative, and there's no point of him talking about Maro and making reaction. One thing I want to say before we even dive to it, I just want to say, Anesto, listen, man, change is inevitable, right? And change is good. You can adjust, you can do anything. You as a man, you have your whole life to decide what you want to do with your life. Nobody should tell you what. When you opened a channel, it was your choice. If you decide to share the channel, if you decide to change the niche, if you decide to create different type of content, that is you, man. I just don't want to put him down, or maybe put blames, or maybe throw shades on him and say, why is Anesto doing that? But I can feel like he's not making this decision from a sober mind. I really feel like it's an influence, you know, because Anesto says that he has seen how his brother is being transformed by Marwa. So he feel like he's the one who doesn't do nothing. Ever since he opened his YouTube channel, he has done nothing for himself apart from making videos that don't pay him. So he feel like he need to change the niche, or maybe stop making videos, reaction videos, and because subscribers are here looking for drama. Something I don't understand is, Anesto, how did you arrive to this decision? Because I think you've been doing this willingly, okay? Anesto, you've been making these videos willingly. Nobody had a gun on your head saying make these videos. So he just said the point that he has seen how Maro is building a toilet for his drunk brother, and he decided that now he need to quit. And even Mogesi, when he quit doing reaction video, is when he started building his FM mansion or whatever. So is Anesto telling us that he really now like what Murim is doing? Like, he sold land, he bought a bike, and now he went and staged a theft. He stole concrete from DEE MWANGO's construction site, and by so they have now decided to, transform his life, build a toilet for him, and so that is something to really admire. I don't know, but one thing I know is when times comes, someone may change, and which is completely okay if we really want to transform and do some different type of content. That's completely okay, because you all know that even me, I can't tell you that I will live to do reaction video for the rest of my life. If one day I change, that's okay, because we've seen a lot of people that started making vlogs. For me, I started making vlogs and I shifted to reaction, so it's okay. People can come now and say, JT, you are making vlogs. Hey, what happened? You became a reactor. So I don't want to pin him down. But now the reason that he's giving out kind of disturbing my head. Like, Are you saying that now you like the move of your brother? Because the other day you're condemning your brother for selling his land and drinking and selling and drinking, and now you say that Maro helping him, and you think it's good if you stop doing what you're doing and delete all those negative videos and now start creating other content because maybe you can get helped. So this idea of donation has gotten into his mind, and he feel like if he goes that road, maybe he can get donations too. The Mwangos and the Marwas can come through for him and build him a house or whatever. Boy, don't tell me that you're falling for that trap, because the next thing is your land will be the target. It's only your land that is left there. Murimi has already sold everything except that part that has his house. So if you fall for this, I guess you're the next. Let me just hope that Anesto, you're making a change because you feel like it's necessary, but not because of this influence that you see Murimi doing. Bro, trust me, don't fall for that trap. But one thing is, Anesto, you're a man, you can do your own decision, and I really believe that you can do that. All right? You can really do that. But I don't understand. I don't understand how you arrived to such a cruel decision. It's crazy, man. Like, seriously, Anesto. Seriously. That's... Guys, please like the video, right? Please. At least get the likes. Why call the videos negative? Someone got in his ear. That's what I'm saying. Like, when he used to do them, you see, for example, if today I quit doing reaction, I won't say that I was doing a wrong thing, because that was me. Okay? This is me. I'm doing this reaction. And I'm saying, this is what I do. This is what I want to do. For now, if I change, I won't say that I was wrong doing that. No, that was still me, and it was right at that moment. So, Anesto, you can just simply say, I'm shifting, I'm doing something different. But it's not like negative or something, and now because your brother is now receiving donations, because that is something that I watched or I listened to him. I was like, seriously? Anyway, let me play this in a minute. That is 1 minute. Okay, so here's Anesto.
Since I started the YouTube channel, it was last year, January. I have done nothing until right now.
So right there, I really have I don't know. I'm struggling to understand. When you say that since he started his channel last year until now he has done nothing, what did he expect to do? Like, you didn't get to YouTube expecting a rapid change, and maybe a rapid, like you start a channel. It's a process, my boy. Do you know how many years I've been into YouTube? And you know when I started benefiting from it, when I started being profitable, when I started now being a full-time content creator. Marwa is now making a lot of moves because he's like at the 8th or 9th year in YouTube. And you can't tell me that he started making moves like in the first year of YouTube. No. So why is Anesto saying that since I started my YouTube yesterday, the other year, I haven't done nothing for myself? People are building their houses and I've done nothing. What did he expect to do in that span of time, like in 6 months of YouTube, making less than 1,000 views per video? What did you expect to do, my boy, Anesto? You expected to build a house, a mansion like Maro in that time? I guess now this is why I feel like it's an influence. He got a different opinion from the Maros, those dreams that they are selling, that you can make a huge difference within a short time, without thinking about the effort, what time it takes to actually actualize this thing. It takes a lot of time, my boy. You couldn't do all that within that time, 6 months in YouTube, and you expect to do what? You monetized your channel the other day. Actually, you even have, he has 1.48 subscribers, 1.48K, not even 2,000. But now he feel like he's so behind, he has done nothing. No, Anesto, you are judging yourself harshly. this YouTube takes time. It takes patience. It takes you can't see Marwa's result without seeing the struggle, without seeing the process. He's in YouTube for more than 9 years, and you're here for less than 6 months. You expect to make what? So you've done nothing, and I just wanna feel like I just wanna quit and do something. My brother's building, bro.
I've done nothing. That I can go and say to people that since I started the channel, this is the progress. This is the progress that I have made. Yeah, nothing. I'm just speaking the reality. I can't go through something. The only thing that I can say that I have done is just molding of the bricks only.
Okay, you've done nothing, right? But I understand that, my boy. Because you say other people are building, other people are building houses.
Other people have started building. Until now, that is the reason yesterday I made a video saying that I'm jealous to Mogesi.
Yeah, I mean, he expected to be at the same par with Gintu and Mogesi. They got donation and he was left behind. Sometimes this thing happen. It's different, It's different. Not everyone will have donatus coming through and donations. Some other people will actually depend on YouTube paycheck. Okay, for other people who don't have donatus, you wait for that YouTube paycheck. But for people like Maro, I'm sure they don't even focus on the paycheck. Donatus come through. So you can tell me that you entered in YouTube and expected to build a very big mansion in the 6 months. No, that's unrealistic goals, boy. No. But one thing that actually got me wondering so much is how he say other people are building, and even my brother, Maro, is building a toilet for my brother. I'm like, seriously? Seriously, Anesto? What's wrong with you? I'm not against the idea of change. I'm just wondering what could have influenced that change, what could have influenced that decision, because I don't think that he made it from his right mind. That one thing I'm sure. That's one thing I'm trying to feel. So listen here.
Reacting for those people all to Maro. But it has become so sad for me, whereby I watched yesterday's video whereby Maro was building for my brother.
Wow. It has become so sad for me because I watched Maro's yesterday video where he was building for my brother. Maro wasn't building for nobody, my boy. I guess that is why you're getting it twisted. Maro have built for nobody. The bricks that you saw coming to your guy, to your brother, that was from someone else. After seeing the staged fake theft thing that they put on camera, they staged, okay, the fake theft. That is where someone brought money and they brought bricks. It's not Maro who's building for your brother. And if you're telling me that you're changing all this because you want now to shift come to be team positive or go praise Maro because you need his donatus to come through for you, you're lost. Okay, you're completely lost. Let me play again.
Sad for me, whereby I watched yesterday's video whereby Maro was building for my brother a toilet. So I came, I sat down and I realized that I'm the one who is stupid. I'm the one.
Oh, I sat down and I realized I'm the one who's stupid because my brother, he sold land to DEE MWANGO, and the rest now they are staging things, and he's now building a toilet. And for me, I've done nothing, and yeah, I'm stupid. This guy forgets how Maro almost beat his father and chased his father. He was here crying that, oh, man, this is poverty. I guess one day to have. And now this guy is slowly getting to the trap. So the next time I see, he'll be there doing the same thing. This guy were working, him and Mogesi and Gintu are working freely in Maro's camp. They never got paid. So he came out here narrating the stories. But now he say those are negative videos. I don't know what to say, Mogesi, Anesto, but I think for me, I really feel like this decision has been influenced by something else, even though it's not a bad decision, okay? Seriously, it's not a bad decision to stop reacting. Seriously, it's not. Okay, you can stop reacting. Nobody wants to say that no, you have to react every day. No. Okay, nobody should pin Anesto down and say, "My boy, you have to react. You have to react." No, he can choose to stop reacting, just like me. One day I can wake up and I don't do reaction no more. So you may choose to watch or not. That's how it will happen. Change is inevitable. When people start to adjust, completely okay. But I just want to be sure that Mogesi, Anesto, you want to be sure that your decision is not influenced by the sideshow that Maro is uploading, because he's not building nothing for him. That is a Donatus, and after making a very fake thing. I hope you know that you're smart than that. But anyway, just hope that Maro will come through for you and his Donatus will come and build you a house and a toilet too. I'm just wishing you the best, man, in your next thing that you're aiming to do. All right? And yeah, I don't wanna make you look like you're a bad person for choosing to do that. No, you're absolutely okay. Change is good. Adjust. And, yeah, do anything you want to do. That's okay. Completely okay. So, guys, I want to go. Thank you for watching. My name is JT. This is JT Podcast. Has been great having you here. Like the video before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let me see you in the next video. Yeah, let's continue this in the comment section. Bye for now, guys. I love you all so much.
It's a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread with the angels. Fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment, cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. They say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break, swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change.